Good day everyone. Today our learning target would be I can independently perform addition of integers with same and different sign. Addition of integer. To identify and define an integer, it is a set of whole number, not a fraction, that can be positive or negative or 0. Therefore, the numbers 10, 0, negative 25, and 5148 are all integers. Unlike floating point numbers, integers cannot have any decimal places. What are examples of integer? Is this following number is an example of integer? 23, 33.5, 1 half, and square root of 24. What do you think? The only integer here in this example is number 23 or the positive 23. Examples are 23, negative 23, positive 9, and it is included 0. Remember that in our whole number, a whole number is a set of natural numbers including 0. And also for our natural numbers, these are all the counting numbers from 1 up to the infinity numbers. But in whole number, it is include 0 and all natural numbers. To illustrate an integer, we will be using a number line. A number line, this is a representation of negative and positive integer, wherein the number line can be defined as the straight line with numbers placed at equal intervals or segment along its length. A number line can also be extended infinitely in any direction and is usually represented horizontally. Sample here, we have the negative integers going to the left and the positive integers going to the right. And at the middle, we have here the 0. Here is the rule on how to add an integer with the same sign. So we have here example, negative 21 plus negative 26. First thing to do is to get the absolute value of negative 21, that will be 21. And the absolute value of negative 26 is 26. The answer would be negative 47. Remember that in adding integers with the same sign, you need to copy the common sign to the sum, which is we have here the common sign, which is negative. That is why we need to copy this to the sum of 21 and 26 after adding the absolute values. Another rule in adding integers, addition of integers with a different sign. So we have here example 21 plus negative 26. So it is a totally different sign. Now to get the absolute values, 21 is still 21, negative 26 is 26 for the absolute value. Then you need to subtract the smaller value, subtract to a larger value. So 26 minus 21 would be negative 5. So remember here in rule number 2 that you need to find the absolute value, then subtract the smaller value from the larger value, which is 21, and the larger value is 26. Then copy the sign of the integer with the higher or with the larger value. In this case, the larger value is 26 or the negative 26. That's why we copy the sign negative, and the answer would be negative 5. So that is two different ways of adding same sign integer and also with a different sign integer. Now another example, we have here negative 12 plus negative 10. So this is an example of adding integers with the same sign. Again, get the absolute value 12 and 10. That will be 12 plus 10. So to add that, add the absolute values and copy the common sign to the sum. In this case, the common sign to the sum is the negative. That is why the answer would be negative 22. Add both integer and copy the common sign, which is negative. Okay, next example, adding integers with different sign. We have negative 12 plus 10. So in this case, we get the absolute value of negative 12, that is 12 plus 10. Okay, to get the answer, 12 minus 10. So since we have different sign, we need to subtract the smaller value to the larger value. Okay, so to find the absolute value, subtract the smaller value from the larger value and copy the sign of the integer with the larger value. In this case, the value, the larger value is 12 but with negative sign, so we copy the negative and the answer would be negative 2. So that is the process of adding integers with the different signs. So next with the next example, 32 plus 10. So again, since we already have a 34 and 10, we just need to add and copy the common sign, which is positive. That's why the answer would be positive 44. Next, we have 10 plus negative 34. Addition of integers with different signs. So here in example, we have 10 plus negative 34. Again, get the absolute value of 34 of negative 34, and that will be 34. So since we have different sign, you need to subtract or change the operation to subtraction. So 10 minus 34 would be negative 24. We just need to copy the sign of the larger value, which is 24. So that is the final answer. Okay, always remember the rules of adding same sign integers and different sign integers. Okay, can you find the sum of these following numbers? Negative 20 plus negative 15, that will be negative 35. So the next one, I'll give you time to answer. Okay, were you able to get the answer? That will be positive 8. Next, you need to add negative 3 plus 6 plus negative 10 plus 3. I'll give you time to answer. The answer would be negative 4. Did you all get it right? Okay, I hope that you learn how to add and subtract, or how to add integers with two main rules. Now, let us proceed to solving word problems involving integers. So I have here the problem. A basketball team lost 5 games in elimination round and lost 2 games in the quarterfinals. How many games in total were lost by the team? Illustrate the situation as additional integers, then solve. So in this case, we need to identify the given, which is lost 5 games. So I will set this as my negative 5 value, since loss is indication of negative. Again, my next given is lost 2 games. So loss, it means a negative. That is why this will be my negative 2 value. And to add that, I have the final solution, negative 5 plus negative 2. Okay, my answer would be negative 7. So, to answer this one, you just need first to get the absolute value of 5 and absolute value of 4. You just need to add both, which is 7, and copy the common sign, which is the negative. That is why the answer is negative 7. My conclusion, the team has lost 7 games in a basketball tournament. Okay, this is my next word problem. So Rose parked her car on basement 3, which 3 floors down from the ground floor. She rode the elevator and went 9 floors up. On what floor did Rose go off the elevator? Again, find the given values in this problem. So to identify that, I have basement 3. Basement 3 would be my value as negative 3. And I have 9 floors up. So 9 floors indicate that it is a positive since from the basement, the elevator goes up. That is why my value for this one is positive 9. Okay, my solution would be negative 3 plus 9. My answer would be 6. Why 6? So we first get the absolute value of 3. That would be 3. Okay, but since we have a different sign, which is negative and positive, we change the operation to subtraction. That is why 3 minus 9 is 6. But then, the larger value of this operation or this solution is 9, and 9 is a positive. We copy the larger value, or we copy the side of the larger value, which is 9. That is why the answer will be positive 6. My conclusion, Rose go off to the 6th floor. Another word problem, a team of marine biologists aboard an underwater vessel to do research. The vessel descends 1,000 feet beneath the surface of the water. Then they rise to 300 feet before descending again by 520 feet. What is the position of the vessel? So, find the given values here in the problem, and I would represent that as descends 1,000 feet. Okay, this will be my value for negative 1,000 since descend is pertaining or explaining a negative sign, which is explains that the surface of the water is in a number line. Surface of the water or the sea level would act as a 0, and the below the water level is the negative, and the above sea level will be act as a positive. So to represent the problem, we have descend that will be negative 1,000, 300 for it rises, and negative 520 for descent. Okay, so to get the sum, so since we have here a different sign, negative and positive, we need to change the operation to subtraction. So 1,000 minus 300, that will be 700, and copy the sign of the larger value, which is negative. So that is why we have here the answer negative 700. Next would be to add negative 520. So since here in example we have already a common sign, which is negative 700 plus a negative 520. That is why the answer would be a negative 1,220. I have here the following problems. Problem number 1. A submarine is 2,000 feet below the surface of the sea. It then rises 360 feet. What is the current position of the submarine? Problem number 2. Zamora's family budget for the month is 22,300, and the family actually spent 22 or 24 pesos, 24,000 pesos. How much is the visit of the family? So to answer that, that will be number 1, negative 1,640. And conclusion, 1,640 feet below the sea level. And for number 2, 22,300 plus a negative 24,000, the answer would be a negative 1,700. Okay, and the conclusion would be the family deficit 1,700 pesos. Okay, so I hope that you learned today's lecture. So thank you everyone. Have a great day.